Hello everybody, this is Adrienne with Ascension Soul Coaching. Today is January the 16th, 2023, and I'm going to do a reading on Harry and Meghan today. I've heard that they've got, Harry is saying that he has enough material to write another book on the royals. Well, we already knew that because he had a 4-book deal. I mean, you know he didn't put it all in one. My issue right now is that the media is promoting it. They're promoting more that he has more information he can put into a second book than they are that Meghan and Harry lied and let the world believe that the royal family was racist, and Harry had to retract it in his interview with ITV and a little bit with Anderson Cooper. So if we can't trust them to be truthful about that and to let people think that the family was racist and could not correct that issue, then how can you believe anything else that's in that book? That's my problem. And then for the media to continue to promote that he has another book coming, I just feel like there's just a setup here. And the third thing, of course, is that they're saying that Harry's book, because it sold so many copies for nonfiction books so fast in the first week, it's in the World's Book of Records. I can't believe it. I do believe probably that somebody's purchasing those books, but it's not the public. Even at $5 or €5, I don't believe that many people in the public are buying it. One, because all the information that's in the book, the most revealing stuff, is already on the internet. So why would you spend your money to buy a book you already know what's in it? So my reading today is going to be on what is the next step for Harry and Meghan regarding the royal family. People saying there's supposed to be a reconciliation coming up before the coronation in May. Is that going to happen? Is it true? Is it true? Are the royal family, are they really willing to sit down and reconcile with Harry? Do they trust him? Let's just see. So I'm going to first start this out with the Wizard of Oz Oracle. Let's get this reading going. So, what is the royal family feeling about? How are they feeling about Harry and Meghan right now, especially with that book? Are they scared? Are they ready to reconcile? Are they worried about Harry's health, mental health? That's one card. Are they planning something that's going to be a bombshell to Harry? Are they planning on releasing that information about Harry to get people to understand what they've really been dealing with for the past 30-odd years that he's been here, or 25 years since his mom passed? What's about to happen? Card 2. Because I really want to know. Card 3. I'm going to do 5. That's 3. I really want to know. I really want to know, please. Okay. So let's see what the story is coming out to be. One more card. And we'll have 5. Okay. So we got 5 cards. Let's read them. All right, I'm going to put the camera down so you can see the actual cards that came out. So hold on one second. So the first card is, let me see myself. It is non-attachment. This is about the royal family. What are they thinking and doing this week? Or are they really going to be trying to get back with Harry in reconciliation? I see non-attachment. There's a dead flower, but it's called non-attachment. So they're not attaching to the story. They're not attaching to Harry right now. They're not trying to redo anything to reconcile. To me, that's what it says. The next card is enlightenment, and there are some papers. So there's an agreement there, and somebody's reading a book. Enlightenment. So I think they're reading the book. I think they are taking stuff out of this book. They are reading it. They are reading it. And they're inspecting everything. This little guy has on glasses. Look how those little glasses he got on. He's really reading that book. And if it's not him, if it's not them, then it's the attorneys and all the legal team that's reading this book with a fine-tooth comb. And they're reading all this stuff. Let's see. And this book, I had to take out my magnifying glass, y'all. Let me put it down again. This book is called The Royal Book of Oz. Y'all see that? All right, the third card is Legacy. See that? This card is about the legacy of the royal family. Like, they think that he's trying to ruin their legacy. That they have all these kings and queens in the past, right? And he's trying to smear the whole family, the whole institution. Next card is Affection. Okay, let's read this one. So on this card it says love potions and snake oil. Let's see, hotel, love potions. They believe that Harry's, what did they say? The Queen said that Harry was too much in love with Meghan, but they think that the book is full of lies. There's an agenda going on. There's people being poisoned against them, and there's a lot of charlatans involved in this whole thing with Harry and Meghan. There's a lot of charlatans. And this one thing that's called Guest House Buttonbow. Remember when Harry wanted to go to Africa? And he said that the royal family put out, once they agreed they could go, him and Meghan, they could go live in Africa, that they put out the information. And then, because they leaked it, Harry said it blew up the deal. Well, I think the royal family is saying, wait a minute, we agreed for y'all to go. There's a lie going, because it was that was in the docuseries. Harry said that. They're saying that, oh no, your wife, Affection, has got a hold on your head. She's a charlatan. She was the one to leak that information because she did not want to go to Africa. She wanted to go to LA. Okay. That's going to come out. Okay, and then the last card is Doubt. That's right here. Okay, let's read this card, see what we have on here. We got Long Beach Festival of the Sea. Got the Scarecrow walking across the river, across a lake or ocean. And he's very scared. And he has doubt. Ooh. Okay. So, if y'all can see this, try to get it up close. Long Beach. Remember I said she wanted to go to Los Angeles? Long Beach, California as well. Long Beach is in California as well. And he's all scared, going across the ocean, tiptoeing across the ocean. And he's on a snake's back. He thinks he's going somewhere, but he's tiptoeing over a snake's back. And there's a picture of a man and a woman with a pen on it. And that's the word doubt. Because they doubt that relationship's going to last. They doubt that relationship is going to last. Look at that. That's the picture. So this week, right now, the royal family is like, they're not attached to Harry and his story. They're not attaching to him. They're not even talking to him. They're reading that book, and the legal team is reading that book, going over with a fine-tooth comb, trying to figure out what's in there, what's been written, and check that book out. They are reading that book. They're thinking that Harry is trying to mess up the legacy of the royal family, and all these people in the back, if you can see, these are different people in the back, like your ancestors, if you can see that on here. These are all ancestors. See these faces in the back? These are faces. He's trying to mess up the legacy and the institution of the royal family. They believe that the truth about Meghan leaking information is going to come out about the things that Harry has said on that docuseries, and especially the docuseries. And they believe that marriage ain't going to last. He's on shaky ground. He's been swallowed by a snake. He's going to be potentially swallowed by a snake, and found out the truth that this girl only want to go back to LA, and that marriage ain't going to last. That is how they're feeling this week. Or right now, I should say. Not even this week, but right now. And they're going to go with that. So no, they're not trying to reconcile with him, because they know the only way to reconcile with him is if he do what they tell him to do, and that means including Meghan, and they're not going to, because they know she is shady as heck. Sorry to tell you, but she's true. Now let's look at the other thing. Let's look at the who's involved with Harry and Meghan as far as the media push of these books and this information. No matter what anybody says, they get positive. They're saying, no, these books are selling so quickly and so fast, and the ratings for the docuseries was so high, 80 million people or something like that. And then they're saying that there's more books to be sold, and they're getting all this positive reviews on the television shows, on these interviews. They're making world history with these records of people reviewing this information, even though most people are saying they don't care about Harry and Meghan. So it's like, how is that happening? Who is pushing this? Who is behind Harry and Meghan? How could they receive an award for standing up to a institutional racism in the royal family, and then come find out that they said that the royal family wasn't even racist? So how did they get that award from Kerry Kennedy for the Robert F. Kennedy Jr. Foundation? Tell me. Who is behind them? So I'm going to pull that card. Okay, and I'm going to let these cards fall out. I'm going to do 3. Who is behind Meghan and Harry? Show me who they are. Okay, so we got 3 cards. These cards are coming from the Masters of Magic, which is about careers, about the people who were really high in their field, who were really good in their field, who were the high, the totem pole. They were experts. So, got 3 cards. First card, turn this right side up, is opening. Okay, I'm gonna read the cards and tell you what they say. Gotta read the book. Generosity. And trust. Okay, so for opening, it was Paracelsus. The name is at the bottom right here. There you go. So let's read who that is. Number 6 out of the book. 6. Paracelsus was a Swiss doctor, magician, and alchemist who quickly opposed official medicine. He was initiated by the abbot Tristan Mayes and established correspondence between illness, drugs, and planets. He created remedies based on mercury, salt, iron, and antimony, held together by a force called Archeo, leaving Switzerland for his magical astrological doctrine. But his anti-conformism made him a lot of enemies. Okay, so we have, as I say, Harry and Meghan are really behind the vaccine. That's one of the pushes they've done. They came to New York and did a promo for it about everybody having equal rights to have the vaccine. So this is about medicine and creating new remedies for illnesses. Generosity. So the person at the bottom of this is, let's see, is Count Saint Germain. Let's see who that is. This card number 11. His origins are shrouded in mystery, and no one has ever known his real age. He is said to have lived both during the times of Homer as well as Henry VI, claiming himself therefore an age stretching over 1,000 years, despite looking no more than 30. He is thought to have gone to France around 1710. Where the sovereign granted him many favors. He prided himself on encyclopedia culture. He played the harpsichord, painted, and was knowledgeable about chemistry and cosmetics, as well as having a gift of prophecy. His death in 1784, they're not sure. It's even more mysterious than his birth. 1 week after his presumed death, when Prince Charles of Assia Castle got his tomb reopened in order to say his last goodbyes to his friend who had deceased in his absence. His body couldn't be found, and in 1789, Countess Adhemar swore to have met the Count in Paris while the revolution was in full swing, but some say they had even seen him as a revolutionary in Constantinople. So the positive meanings is generosity, the right relationship with your subject, gold, money, shares, wealth, abundance, profit, safe investments, and safe contacts, profitable negotiations, a trader, a businessman, wealthy person. Okay. So the people that they're dealing with is a group of people, and they're mysterious. We don't know who all they are, but they got money and they got wealth, and they can come and they can go, but they're at the top of the heap, and even Prince Charles knows who these people are. Hello. The last card is trust, and it says Nostradamus. Let's read that card, number 23. 23. Okay. Okay, Michael de Nostradam. This is his real name. Born in Saint Remy in Provence, France, in 1503. Doctor and astrologist, he is famous as the author of The Century, a book where many worldwide events were predicted in the form of poetry. During a meeting with the Queen of France, Catherine de Medici, Nostradamus went into a long meditation through which he called the Archangel Aniel, and I don't know how to pronounce all this, y'all, Aniel, who in turn prophesies about Catherine's 3 children destined for a sad ending. Ooh, who's Catherine again? Isn't that Harry William's wife? And they had 3 children too, destined for a sad ending. He successively retired to Ceylon, where he published almanacs predicting well into the future. In fact, into the year 3797. He died in 1566, the very year he himself had predicted 10 years earlier, also indicating to his family the exact place in the room where they would find his body. The key word is trust. Positive meanings is understanding, approval, help, protection, advice, forgiveness, trust, an advisor. Okay, so what we have here, what I'm seeing here is we've got the people who are in charge, which is WHO, or you can say the people who are in charge of the vaccines, or WHO, which is the World Health Organization. You got money, and you got advisors, people that Charles knows. So I'm still thinking it's a WEF. I'm still thinking it's a Davos. People with money that we don't know, because Davos and the World Economic Forum is full of really rich corporations, right? And Nostradamus we have an agenda called the 2030. UN 2030 agenda, which tells you what's going to happen in 2030. So here's your predictions. You don't need a prediction. They already wrote it out for us to know what's going to happen by 2030 and 2050. So these are the people who are running the world. People with a lot of influence and money. Medical, death, health, money, property, assets, and a book that's going to tell you when it's going to happen. So that's who I think is funding them, the World Economic Forum, through the One Young World, who's also part of Davos, through the UN Agenda 2030. All this stuff is combining to make this one world government. And they have to break down certain organizations and institutions to be able to get everybody collectively, by force or by propaganda or whatever, to get us all on one accord. Harry's and Meghan's job, Harry has had anger towards his family, don't get me wrong. They know that. People know that. They know his psychology. And they got close to him, and they knew how they could use him, and they knew how they could use Meghan together as a force to promote this overwhelming hatred and distrust towards the royal family. And they're going to do it with other organizations too. Other world governments are going to go through the same thing until they're all online and on board. They're going to increase their activities and events. It's going to start happening more and more frequently. So by 2030, a lot of things are going to be in place, because the utopia is going to be 2050, y'all. So, you got about, 30 years before all this happens, but definitely by 2030, you're going to see a lot of things happening, because right now you're seeing them taking over there's food shortages. They're trying to get you to eat insects instead of meat. They're raising all the prices of all of our goods and our supplies. They're talking about AI taking over jobs. They're talking about unmanned vehicles driving the vehicles. They're talking about putting us in tiny little homes with tiny little windows, like in the major centers where you can work and live within 15 minutes of everything you need, including a hospital, shopping, schools. So you don't have to go outside of your sector. You stay in that sector, and the only way to get out of that sector is you got to have a digital ID card, because they want to control everybody. and they want to control the population. But y'all don't understand that. That's my opinion. I think y'all should read up on the UN agenda on more than one perspective, because the one they're presenting to you looks great and fine and dandy, but when you look at what you're losing, your autonomy around that, you're going to understand that what's about to happen is not good for us. But Harry and Meghan have a small piece to chip away at the royal family. And they will keep writing books, and they'll get promoted. See, it doesn't matter if it sells. It doesn't matter if it gets good reviews. It doesn't matter. They are trying to reach a population of people who they can turn and say, we have enough people now that says the royal family is not needed. We don't trust them. They don't deserve to be in that position anymore, to get rid of them and so it's going to slow chip away. But they put the force on now with Harry because they want him to take out his family, no one else. So then you can't say someone else did it. Harry, it's an inside job. The Manchurian Candidate, read up on that. The Manchurian Candidate.
Somebody put an implant inside me. I got a good feeling they put one in you too.
You need to get help, Ben.
I'm not crazy, Shaw.
Raymond, this is J.B. Johnston of Manchurian Global.
We're strong supporters.
At a flick of a switch, we can adjust character, change personality.
These are not supposed to exist.
Raymond Prentice Shaw. Listen.
This is a coup. This is rich people funding bad science to put a sleeper in the White House.
Among the shareholders in Manchurian Global, you would find former presidents, supposed kings.
Yeah, I get it. They're big. They're huge.
And you bring me rumors and conjecture.
I started with nightmares, rumors, conjectures. That's a giant leap forward.
Somebody got into our heads. Neurons got exposed and circuits got rewired.
I think you should leave.
You swore to me that this was fail-safe. No leaks, no glitches. I will do whatever is necessary to protect my son.
We're gonna stop this
And take them out. You don't think they factored you in?
Hello, Captain. Do you remember me?
Psychology is interesting, y'all. If enough people say something enough times, you see things enough time on the internet, you can tend to start to believe it. So you have to be wary of what's going on. They're playing with your minds. They're playing with all of our minds. But, that was just a reading. So you can do your own research. I'm just telling you what I see, okay? So anyway, y'all have a great day. The royal family's not giving up. They are not going to reconcile. Not right now. There's nothing in the works because they don't trust Harry and they don't trust Meghan, and they don't think this relationship is going to last long, because once things start to come out, the truth comes out. And when enough people wake up to what they're involved in and who they're involved with, maybe we can stop some things, and it won't damage the royal family as far as what's been damaged now, but it's going to take a while to see what's going to be the end result, because it depends on us. It really depends on us and what we're going to do about it. We don't just sit here and just keep buying the book and keep watching stuff on television and keep giving them ratings and stuff like that and adding. They're telling us what they're doing, and we're adding fuel by just watching it. And so we need to step away and stop giving it attention. My only problem with that is that even if we do, the people in charge of them still continue to reach out to the people who are gullible to believe this stuff, and that is the youth. They're more gullible, unfortunately, than most of us. And so it's our job to teach people what's going on, to at least open their eyes so they can see for themselves, or point them in a direction to do some decent research to figure out what is this world turning into and why is it the way it is today. Okay? That is just what I think, and you can think something different, and that's okay.